All right. The first question is, what do you think about the current site situation? And if you were elected, how would you improve it in any way?
The site situation?
Yeah.
Can you be more specific with that? Or
Like how it's operating at the moment. What do you think you could improve it in any way?
I'd like to say right now,
Yeah.
activity is not our issue, which is big. Our main issue is roleplay, lore, and all that kind of stuff. Because right now the randoms don't really roleplay. How would I try to improve this? One, try to get randoms into departments and factions. That's our main key into increasing roleplay. I would encourage these randoms to join departments, give more benefits for joining departments as well, and all that, right? Two, actors. We currently lack actors. If you go into the site right now, there's maybe one actor. That's pretty legit.
Okay.
We need more actors. And third, just generally more lore, more writing. That'd be nice from randoms. Of course, you can't force it, but this can be obviously improved by making people join Ryza and all those lore writing types of things.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Amazing. Second question. Why do you want to become a site director?
Funny story, actually. I ran because people asked me to run. There are people asking me to run, and so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll run. And actually, I was speaking to some of those people. They're saying that there's not really anyone fit for site director other than me, because everyone that's fit for site director is already moderation staff, so they can't run. That's the primary reason why I'm running. People ask me to. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for everyone that asked me to run.
That's amazing. Okay. What do you view being a role of site director as, and how would you take responsibility?
I see site director as more of a roleplay enhancement role. Like departments, like factions, like actors. I would try to improve this by, I said this before, but encouraging randoms into departments. I'll interact with everyone. I'll create events. I definitely have some events in mind. Before the previous site director election, I was actually creating events for 416 as well. Some of them were never used. Some of the ideas were used. But that's my main goal as site director. That's what I would push for as site director.
Amazing answer. Okay. What ideas or propositions do you have in mind right now that you would implement to the site?
Right now, definitely the negotiation with the neutral and hostile factions. I want to be able to live in a site where there's no violence, no raids, ideally no breaches, no riots. I want to be able to negotiate. I want to live in a world where we don't have any of that. That's what I'm mainly trying to implement. That's what I'm doing on day one. I want to be able to have peace within the foundation and negotiate with everyone.
Amazing. Do you have any concrete ideas? Like,
Overall, not. Well, I do. It's just that a lot of these ideas only come with working with department heads, department HRs, actors, all that. Because right now, some of these departments don't really roleplay. Some of these factions, they just fight, and a lot of the actors are inactive or our acting committee is not big enough. Our actor base is not big enough. I will try my best to improve that and increase that actor base, that department base. These ideas that help increase roleplay. That's what I'm trying to do.
okay. So, once you become site director, what will you be focusing on and why?
Roleplay, right?
Yeah.
We're called Site-416 roleplay. That's what we need to focus on. Right now, we have 200 players running around the site with their guns out and blindly testing into SCPs. Of course, there are some events and lore events here and there, like the one that happened today with the Order of the Silver Coin. And that one was pretty well made, right?
I did
And
not.
we need more of
send
that.
it.
We need more of that. We need lore. We need people to be able to roleplay with each other and act with each other. That's what we need.
What do you think of your opposing candidate, Orion?
I think Orion or Orion, however it's pronounced, I think he's a good guy, honestly. If he wins, all for him. Except that the only issue I have with him, his ideas are very good. He has leadership, I will admit that. Except he's not active in 416, right? Because I have not seen this guy on, and I've never heard of this guy before the site director elections. That's my only issue with him. It's his activity, because we suffered from an inactive site director, and there has been almost no progress to roleplay and lore since. That's my only issue with Orion. Even though yes, he is a great guy, he has the leadership, he has the qualifications, right? The only issue is he's not active enough for 416. Considering that we're growing at a rate of basically 100 members per day or per half a week. He's not going to meet the demands of the 416 people. That's what I'm worried about.
So, if morale among researchers or MTF units are low, what would you do to boost engagement and maintain discipline?
Between mobile task force units?
And the teams, yeah.
Usually they aren't that unorganized, but if this were to happen, I would get some of the moderation staff, acting staff, and game support. They would act like the leaders of mobile task forces and the randoms, because 9 times out of 10, your factions and departments are very organized, very disciplined. They will follow the rules and the orders of staff. Randoms, not so much. In my experience, the randoms are usually pretty good, except when they aren't, and you need organization for an event. That's where the staff come in game support. Maybe if I were to be site director, maybe some of the high ranks in Zulu 9, those are the people that can lead the randoms and host organized events.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Okay. So, how would you manage roleplay realism while keeping the experience and fun fair for everyone?
Roleplay has always been optional in 416. You can choose to talk and interact, or you can choose to not. I plan to keep it the same way. You don't need to enforce any serious thing like that, because at the end of the day, we're pretty casual. Except, I want to encourage roleplay, give benefits to roleplay. For example, I believe Prometheus Labs, they're more likely to get accepted at checkpoints than randoms are, if you've seen that before. Stuff that encourages roleplay. And even though I will not force the serious roleplay, I'll heavily encourage it on anyone that joins 416.
Alright, amazing. I feel like that's all. Thank you for, attending this.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
Alright.
I'll join your rally. Alright.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I know.
Yeah.
First ID, vote Court Crimson for site director in the 416. Yes. You know what? I'm gonna do it anonymous. Wait.
Self-glaze,
Now what?
self-glaze, shut up, self-glaze.
Yeah,
Look at
the
the- hey, listen.
Saying that is preliminary spelled pre and eliminary like lim-inary?
No, luminary.
Like L-I-M-I.
Whoever.
No, I don't. He's sleeping right now.
So isn't he trying to connect his Wi-Fi?
Well,
Fuck here.
we do have questions. I
feel like we could save those for later. For the.
we can. Yeah, I'll work on another set of questions for the final debate on Friday, but can't use these now. So let me just pull this up and let the audience hear your responses. I don't know if Red, you wanted to make a ping for more people to join. I'll be pulling up the document right now.
Right, add here.
Oh yeah, for everyone who hasn't voted,
Okay.
polls end in 4 hours, so make sure to vote.
Vote
Yes,
after
polls
this.
Site directorial preliminary debate. We will be starting with our candidates, Court Crimson, and our other candidate, Orion. First question. Would any of you like to cede to go first? As in answering the question first. No? Otherwise, I'm relying on a coin flip.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, Crimson, choose a side.
Heads.
Orion, you're fine with tails?
Yeah.
Alright, doing the coin flip now. It is tails. Alright, Orion, you'll be answering the question first. Our first topic will be site activity. Reminder that you have 60 seconds to answer, after which Crimson will answer, and then an open discussion of 90 seconds. Question 1, I will say it twice and then ask you for a response. The previous site director saw a term that was part of one of the most explosive expansions of player activity within Site-416. How do you think the responsibility of a site director has shifted with this increased activity, if at all? Again, I will ask the question once more. The previous site director saw a term that was part of one of the most explosive expansions of player activity within Site-416. How do you think the responsibility of a site director has shifted with this increased activity, if at all? Your response, please. You have 60 seconds, starting now.
Okay, thank you. The responsibility for a site director will be, well, there will be many responsibilities, mainly, like you said, activity, and one of the main things I will implement and make is mainly keeping the roleplay like it is now, but slowly making it better, so more people join the server, making it grow a lot, and that's one of my main focus in this term, if I manage to win, making it so more people get involved in the roleplay.
Thank you for your response. And now, Crimson, your response, you have 60 seconds.
Alright. Within 416 right now, there are about 200 people averaging per server at max. A lot of these people, I'd say over 75% of them, are not in departments and factions. As a site director, we need to be able to get people within departments and factions to be able to roleplay more. We need to be able to get people writing more characters, writing lore. Ryza, we need those people. The responsibility of a site director now is just to try to advertise departments, try to advertise roleplay, try to advertise lore. And again, we need people in departments. That's the role of a site director now.
Thank you. And if any of you would like to add any additional comments, we are now in the 90-second open discussion phase for this question. If you do not have any comments, please say so now.
So when we have randoms in the session, a lot of the time they're here for combat, right? They're here for riots, they're here for raids. But what ends up happening is that the server lags, right? If everyone right now in the audience press shift F3, what's your ping? I'm guessing it's more than 100, 200, at 300 right now, right? When we have lore events, more discussion, the lag reduces. That also can happen as well, right? When people end up joining departments and factions, things are a lot more organized as well. The site director needs to be able to organize that kind of stuff, right?
Right. Any further comments?
No.
Okay. We will now be moving on to the second question. Orion answering first. Again, we are still on the topic of site activity. Question 2, and this is taken from one of the Snap polls about 2 weeks ago. 66% of pollsters believe that activity should be the primary restriction placed on positions and privileges within Site-416, with 30% preferring authority and the remaining 4% preferring popularity. How are you willing to demonstrate or prove that you will be more active on site than your fellow candidate? Again, I will read this one more time. 66% of pollsters believe that activity should be the primary restriction placed on positions and privileges within Site-416, with 30% preferring authority and the remaining 4% preferring popularity. How are you willing to demonstrate or prove that you will be more active on site than your fellow candidate? Orion, your 60 seconds begins now.
Okay, thank you. Mainly, even though I have a work outside of this game, every day I'm active in this site. It can be an hour, 2 or 3, depending on the times I get to work. I go to work in the next days. So my activity has never been like 0%. I don't know how to say it correctly, but I'm always active in this site, and every time I join, I get ideas. So improve everything in this site.
Thank you. And Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now.
Everyone in the audience, just as a raise of hands, stand up if you've seen me do a court case before. Just stand up, jump. Right? See, my activity doesn't come from just empty promises. It comes from what I've done. What have I done? I hosted 2 to 3 court sessions, with more to come. Everyone's seen me on site. I'm an FBI, pretty much an FBI HR now. I'm in Task Force 416. You've seen me be active. You've seen me host these events. If you look in Hall of Fame, you've seen my court cases. You've seen how many people show up. It looks like just like this, right? And if you ask around, ask someone, anyone. If you don't believe me, ask someone near you or next to you. How active is Crimson on a scale of 1 to 10? They'll say 8, 9, 10, something in that range. But on the other hand, ask them about if they've seen Orion on site. How active are they out of 10? I'm not gonna speak for them. I'll let them speak for
Your
themselves.
60 seconds are up. However, we are in the 90-second discussion phase, starting now.
Orion, do you have anything like when you'll be site director? Are you gonna stay this active, or are you gonna be more active?
I'm gonna be more active. People don't notice me because before this I was not popular like now. People didn't know me, but now they are noticing that I'm active because they know I'm running for this position. Before like I said, they didn't know me, so they might say I'm not active enough.
So you're only becoming active for site director? Is that what
No. What I'm
well, I
saying
feel like what you're
is
saying is that
people are starting to notice me on the site every day, because before I wasn't even popular like now.
Well, I mean, are they only noticing because you're more active because of the site director election? That's what I'm asking.
No,
I'm not
they
saying
are
that you weren't active before. It's just that you're only becoming more active now only for site director, right?
no, they are noticing me more. Before, you can ask them. Before the site director, no one noticed I was even in the server.
Well, doesn't activity come with being noticed? That's what happened with me. When I became more
And
active,
our
I
90-second
became-
discussion phase has ended. Can you two please move to the closer stance towards the middle if you haven't noticed already? Thank you. And we'll be moving on to question 3. This is the last question of the site activity topic. I will read the question twice. Question 3 is, while the statistics of active players are at record highs, player retention is still a concern among smaller departments and sub-factions. How can you, as site director, ensure that players not only find Site-416 to be a fresh experience, but one they'd like to come back to as well? Again, I'll repeat the question one more time. While the statistics of active players are at record highs, player retention is still a concern among smaller departments and sub-factions. How can you, as a site director, ensure that players not only find Site-416 to be a fresh experience, but one they'd like to come back to as well? Orion, 60 seconds starting now.
Thank you. One of my main goals in here, or by being a site director, is enhancing the roleplay experience by a lot. I've seen that factions are only focusing on small parts of the map, especially in the Sector 3 checkpoint. And what I'm trying to do is make the other factions get more advertised so people can join more factions. I want to make people get a better experience in the game, and I want to make them stay active so they can get a better roleplay experience in general.
Thank you for your response. Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now.
I'd like to begin by saying, not all departments are made for everyone. For example, Prometheus Labs, the Internal Tribunal. Those departments are made for very serious role players. Smaller departments doesn't necessarily mean a bad department. Departments like these will naturally be small because out of 100 people, I only see maybe 5 joining the Tribunal, 10 joining Prometheus Labs. These are more serious factions. And to make 416 a fresh experience, we need events, lore events specifically. Things that people can come back for, come digging for, right? You know, you see those crazy fans of like Gravity Falls and all that. We need people to come back like that. Lore events will help us help 416 come back or make people come back to events and lore events and to look forward to these kinds of things. And again, and also as well, the map right now.
Your 60 seconds are up, but we are now in the 90-second discussion phase for this question.
And I'm gonna continue on. The map right now, even though it is the default map, we're still the most active site within SCPRP. With this being said, if there was a map, we had a proper map with 416 advertisement, department advertisement for everyone, and we could reach out to as many people as possible, then we can reach 300 players. Maybe we'll even have to have 2 different sessions, right? That's what I'll do as site director. We need to be able to advertise these smaller departments, these lore-based departments, so people can come back. And we need more events. We need more IGS creating events. I know there are already some genius people on IGS making these really unique events, these really engaging events as well. We need more of that when it comes to the site director, and that's what I'll bring.
Do you have any response, Ryan?
Yeah, regarding the events that IGS are hosting, I've seen that once an event starts, there are like 150 people on site, but when the events start like developing, a lot of people don't like the events because they don't get involved a lot in those events. So even though like those events are really cool and everything, they do not involve people too much. People feel left out, and what I will try to do is make good ideas from people all around the site, so we can host an event so
The
that
90
people can.
seconds discussion is up. We will now be moving on to the second topic, site security. There will be, again, 3 questions for this topic. The first of which I will repeat twice. Question 1 for topic 2 of site security is, as the population of Site-416's player base grows, what role should the site directorate play in coordinating with regulatory factions, departments, and agencies dealing with a far more demanding crowd of possible breachers, trollers, and other nuisances? Again, I will repeat it once more. As the population of Site-416's player base grows, what role should the site directorate play in coordinating with regulatory factions, departments, and agencies dealing with a far more demanding crowd of possible breachers, trollers, and other nuisances? Orion, your response, you have 60 seconds starting now.
Okay, thank you. Well, once the player base grows, well, what I will try to do is not put all of the security factions on one place like there are now in Sector 3. I will try to make them move all around the site. So, many of the breachers, the trolls, and everything, they spawn as Class D personnel. What I will try to do is gather more people, security personnel, go towards the Class D containment zone. So, like, far more secure site will come. Oh, sorry, I forgot the words. Um, and make them walk all around the site, so like there are no breachers or any type of those people trying to troll the site.
Thank you. Your 60 seconds are up, and now, Crimson, your 60 seconds start now.
Okay. Since there's so many people, inevitably there will be more trolls, more breachers. A lot of us have seen that firsthand at the checkpoint, at Sector 3, especially at Biohazard. I see a lot of people complaining about that. What we can do, we can assign more departments to combat this instead of our already overworked moderation staff. For example, L88. Even though they're our primary protection against trolls and breachers, we still see 008 breaches occasionally, right? We still see 409 breaches. We still see 457 breaches a lot too. We can assign them to try to guard more of the places. Another example, we can get FBI to enforce these rules. I do know they have access to CanRK right now. And actually, instead of creating more departments to reduce trolls, we should accept less departments. The reason for that is, with the increasing amount of faction departments that try to apply, more of them will be less to our standard, right? For example, we saw Shadow Company, we saw Zeph Corp. Those, even though they did bring activity, they did not meet our standards. We had to remove them, and they just caused a nuisance to a lot of the site.
Your 60 seconds are up, but we are entering the 90-second discussion phase.
So, and yeah, we can, and even though this is primarily a moderation issue at the end of the day, we can reduce the stress on moderation, higher quality moderation, if we can help reduce the stress on them with L88 and the FBI.
Any response, Ryan?
No.
Okay, we'll be moving on to the next question then. That ends the discussion phase for this question. Question 2 of topic 2, site security, reads, what accommodations should the site director implement to prevent the spread of influence growing from hostile incursions and CD gangs within the site, following a sudden influx of factions misaligned with Foundation objectives? I will read that once more. What accommodations should the site directorate implement to prevent the spread of influence growing from hostile incursions and CD gangs within the site, following a sudden influx of factions misaligned with Foundation objectives? So Ryan, your 60 seconds start now.
Thank you. Like I said before, what I will try to do is enhance the security on those areas that did not have the security before. So, like I said, I will try to advertise those factions, so like more people get into those roles. They protect more the site, especially Class D containment zone, stopping riots from happening, getting intel and everything. Then send more security personnel towards those areas.
Thank you. Crimson, your 60 seconds start now.
So, again, as a lot of you seen, there have been an increase of raids from these hostile and neutral factions. We can't fight against them. Fighting will only breed more violence. We need to be able to talk with them. When we can negotiate, when we can sit at a table peacefully, that's when we can have peace. Because if we fight back, well, you know what that's going to bring? That's going to bring more deaths. That's going to bring an overall less site satisfaction. And that's going to bring more injuries to Site-416. As Orion said, if we increase security, increase our military strength, that's only going to make them more violent. That's only going to make them stronger, because there's going to be more people that fight us. We cannot have that in 416. We cannot shift from an anomalous research facility to a fully militarized faction.
Well, your 60 seconds are up. We are now in the 90-second discussion phase.
Yeah, so like like Crimson said, he might have a point, but if we keep the security like it is right now, people are gonna keep raiding, and breaching SCPs. We need to increase and get a better security in general, not meaning like only focusing on security, also focusing on research, every other type of roleplay experiences, not only that part.
Okay. Well, again, if you fight back, there's fight back harder. You cannot. There's no ending this without peace talks, because either we negotiate, or one of us surrenders after a long fought war. You can't have that. That's just gonna increase war, right?
Yeah, but if we keep the security like now, they're gonna get worse, knowing that we are not increasing. Sorry, increasing the security on site.
That's why you need to stop the bleeding right now. You need to negotiate with them. Of course, I'm not saying decrease security and strip defund every piece of security we have. I'm saying we need to negotiate with these people, because if we don't stop the bleeding, there's just going to be more bleeding, right? We need to put a bandage on this, and we need to fix this while we can, and we need a permanent solution.
And that is our 90-second discussion phase. We will be moving on to the final question of the second topic, which again is site security. Question 3 reads, at what point do you believe the security of site activities and protocols take priority over the experience one has during their time as a newcomer or casual role player enjoying Site-416? I will repeat that question. At what point do you believe the security of site activities and protocols take priority over the experience one has during their time as a newcomer or casual role player enjoying Site-416? Orion, you have 60 seconds starting now.
So, newcomers will not know how to get those. Oh wait, sorry. Hold on, hold on. Uh, hold on. Sorry. Something happened over here.
Are you okay?
We will extend the time accordingly.
Should I answer? I don't mind answering first if
You can let Crimson answer first. I've gotta attend something that happened
Very
here
well.
really quickly.
Crimson, you have 60 seconds to respond. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Nope, it's fine.
Okay, your 60 seconds start now.
So during raids and events and breaches and all of those, the purpose of those is to retain people. It's to convince people why they're playing 416. Why are they playing 416? Because our events are great, because our departments are great, and because our factions are great. The raids and events are here to keep the old players playing. For new players, even though we might lose a couple new players because of this, we still have hours and hours of non-event time where new players can still join the server. They can still engage with everyone in a peaceful manner and in an organized manner. They can see why 416 is great. That's our hook. And when they play enough, build loyalty.
And those are your 60 seconds. Do we know if Orion is back yet?
Not sure.
No.
Oh,
Is he okay?
I hope so. Can someone ping him and make sure he's not offline?
With them right now.
Oh no, gang, hold on.
Alright.
Let me take his place. Let me take his place.
Oh no. All right, looks like we're gonna have an inquiry answered by Temi here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry for
Oh,
what's
alright.
happening.
Are you okay?
Welcome back.
Yeah, everything's okay. It's just my pet is pregnant and she may give birth.
Oh,
Gang, that is clearly more important here.
okay.
Alright.
Would
Do we want to
you-
put on pause then, or
Do we want the debate on pause, or you
No, I've my mom's helping me with this.
Okay. Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, I still got the idea. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry for
you're-
this inconvenient.
No, it's all good. Your 60 seconds starts now.
Yeah. So, regarding the question, I want to give the new people a better chance at getting involved in roleplay. Not even if they are random or they have time on site. People will join, people will leave, and what I will try to implement, it's like giving people a better chance at roleplay, at a better experience in general. I've got a 8-9 years in roleplay experience, and I know how people like roleplay and how they hate roleplaying on sites, in games, or in type of roleplays. So
Yep.
my main
Those are,
focus will be
Those are your 60 seconds, but we're also now in the 90-second discussion phase. Feel free to continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, thank you. My main priority will be enhancing the roleplay so everyone can enjoy playing on Site-416, making it grow even more like it is now, growing. Every time I see the server list, Site-416 is averaging 150 players, up to 230 players sometimes. So this will help us a lot. This will help people a lot. Sorry.
Sorry, but how does that answer the question? Because when does site security become a priority over activity? I'm pretty sure that was the question.
Correct.
Site security over what?
Over activity.
Giving people a better chance at entering, joining factions, and they will keep those people active. They will know that this site is the best at roleplay experience.
During the events, or can you elaborate, please?
The events?
Yeah, like, it's not that departments or factions are the issue. It's that at some point, site security becomes becomes a bigger problem than site activity. When's that point?
Our 90-second segment is done for this question. We'll be moving on to the third topic of the night, which is operations and infrastructure. Now, the first question is based off of one of the polls that were taken about 2 weeks ago. Question 1 being, a majority, 49% of pollsters answered that Sector 3 was in need of the most remodeling in the upcoming map, while 35% answered Sector 2 and CDC, and 16% answered Sector 1 and the outdoor area. Do you agree with this consensus, and what specific accommodations do you believe would contribute to the experience of Site-416? Orion, your 60 seconds starts now.
The question again, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Right, I forgot to repeat the question. One moment. A majority, 49% of pollsters answered that Sector 3 was in need of the most remodeling in the upcoming map, while 35% answered Sector 2 and CDC, and 16% answered Sector 1 and the outdoor area. Do you agree with this consensus, and what specific accommodations do you believe would contribute to the experience of Site-416? Orion, your 60 seconds begins now.
Yeah. We in the past we had a site the original map makeover. People liked it, but in a long time, people started to lag a lot. So, what I'm trying to do here, if I become site director, will be not only building new Sector 3 or Sector 2. What I will try to do, and will make it happen, is giving people a site they want. I will gather all the people's suggestions and like what you want in the future, and I will personally fund the builders so they can give those people their site in general.
Thank you. That's your 60 seconds. Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now.
I don't necessarily agree with Sector 3 being the main priority, because most of the time, you're hanging out in Sector 2, right? No one really stays around Sector 3 unless you're Mobile Task Force. And given the server list, even though there are a lot of Mobile Task Force, sure, the priority should be roleplay rooms. As you saw in Sneak Peeks, I believe, you saw the courtroom, and I know I might be a little biased, but we need more rooms like that. We need better interrogation rooms. We need better research labs. We need better CDC, because that's where most of the people hang out. That's where more of the people hang out. And for the outdoor and Sector 1, you don't really hang around Sector 1 or the outside. That's not the main focus of most people's attention, right? Like, you don't really hang around the MTF outside base or the helipad. That shouldn't be the priority, and I agree with everyone. I agree with the polls there.
Okay,
And
thank you. And those are the 60 seconds for your response. We will now be entering the 90-second open discussion phase, starting now.
Okay. Wait, sorry. Crimson, do you want to go first, or?
You can. I don't mind.
Okay, thank you. So, my main priority, being apart from the roleplay, is giving people a better site in general. I want them to feel they are playing a different game. I want them to be happier in this site. So I'll, like I said before, I'll personally fund those builds. I'll personally pay those builders so they give people a better chance and a better experience in general. Like I said before.
Well, for me, I can offer more than money. Is Tester, are you here? Tester, I met Tester a while back. I used to do builds with him for a different site. I know how to build to an extent. I know how to design maps. I can offer more than money. Even though that may seem less in your eyes, deep down it means more to a lot of people that the site director is building the map and the site director is personally designing the map rather than just throwing money at it.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna only throw money. Like I said before, I'm gonna gather all of the people's ideas, suggestions, so they can have a map they enjoy.
So you know they're gonna enjoy it if you're just gonna throw money at it. Oh, what? Oh.
That
Whoa, whoa.
well,
Okay. Llama.
We gotta-
Why
Hold
did you
up.
say I have big? Are you?
People,
Come
people
on.
today.
But
Devin, you want to ban them? Devin, you want to ban them? Ban them.
No, you got it.
everyone ignore the right side of the room. That is
Bro.
completely irrelevant now. Anyone who is on the right side of the room, irrelevant. Ready?
Let me
I'm
stop
assuming-
scrolling real quick.
Yeah. Let's
Alright,
get everyone
lock it.
that isn't supposed to be on the stage off the stage or in a wedge, some sort of formation, please. Red, please stop emoting on the stage. Thank you.
Why not?
Red got the skibbity toilet spin emote.
Sub-factions in the server. Many of them has a. Oh, I forgot the word. They have potential to become. They have the potential to become many roleplay experiences for people. But what I will try to do is not only like reducing the sub-factions, but accepting sub-factions that will improve a lot the roleplay experience in general, making people happier. And yeah, that what is.
Well, thank you. Your 60 seconds are up, and Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now.
Alright. Overall, departments have been excellent. I couldn't ask for more. Our departments have been great, and I love our departments in 416. However, the factions, they could be better. If you look at the faction list right now, you'll see some factions you'll see some factions that never deployed before, right? We need to be more strict on the new factions. I know some of that site administration, they're already saying, be unique with your factions. That's what I'm looking for. Because if we need activity, we would just hire all the factions we can. But we're not struggling activity. We had 200 people just now. But we need more unique factions to enhance roleplay. No more private military companies. No more intel factions. We already have plenty of those. And especially the newer factions. Again, they're not active. I've barely seen them, right? Let's see. Let's go to. I'm gonna head to factions right now.
Well, the 60 seconds
Okay.
are up, but the 90-second discussion phase is now in effect, starting now.
Okay. So let's see. I've seen Antares Phoenix, Beta 1. I've barely seen them. Omicron 5. I've barely seen them. Iota 4. We've barely seen, all of us. We've barely seen these sub factions on 416, and probably because either they deployed to different servers, and they don't want to be a part of us. And also, they're not very creative. We need creative factions within 416.
Do you have a response, Ryan?
Yeah, many of the factions that are here, they have a lot of potential, but they do not know how to like exploit those that the oh, I forgot the word. I'm so sorry. That Yeah, no, sorry, I forgot the word. I'm so sorry.
Can you please remove the image? I think it's distracting Orion. Can you please remove it?
Let me turn him around.
Yeah, just turn it around. Thank you. Go on.
No, yeah, no, it was distracting me a bit, but I forgot the word. Oh, sorry, the potential for the roleplay that the factions have, and I want to help the factions that are currently on site to make them more involved within the roleplay, and the new factions like help them also get involved on the roleplay experience, so keep on they keep playing the site.
Well, here's the thing. You're trying to fix something that won't be fixed. The new factions, the ones that rarely deploy, they're not loyal to 416, loyal to some other site. Site-45, Site-64, Noctem, whatever. They won't change their loyalty unless something internally happens, unless their leaders say that it's time to swap to 416. Usually that's more effort than it's worth.
That's the segment time that we have for that question. Moving on to the next one, we are now starting. My bad. We're still on topic 3. This is the last question for topic 3, which again is operations and infrastructure. I will say the question twice. Question 3 is, how would you suggest that the site directorate can assist subfactions and departments organize levels of clearance and access across the site when more trial subfactions are accepted by the week? Again, how would you suggest that the site directorate can assist subfactions and departments organize levels of clearance and access across the site when more trial subfactions are accepted by the week? Orion, your 60 seconds begins now.
Thank you. What I will try to do as a site director is helping them organize the faction using a lot of knowledge I've gathered in this 9+ years in roleplay experience. Mainly studying the factions so they can like have a better experience in general within the older factions.
Okay. Thank you. And Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now.
So I'd like to highlight the clearance system. That's going to be really big for roleplay because right now we just have everyone's level 4, everyone's level 5, right? However, this clearance system can be evident for power-hungry factions because those types of factions will ask immediately for level 4 or level 5 clearance and they'll complain once they don't. For departments, generally the system will be very easy to implement. We'll assign departments and they'll go with it. Most of the time they'll be okay. We shouldn't have an issue with departments. And new factions, new departments, the lore-based ones, they will generally get higher clearance to do tests, to get the freedoms to host events, and overall just the freedoms to develop the lore for 416.
Thank you. Those are the 60 seconds, and now we'll be moving on to the 90-second discussion phase starting now.
So, as I was saying, MTF-based sub-factions, they will try to get the highest clearance. Those types of factions, those power-hungry factions, they will try to get the highest clearance possible. This can act as a filter for these power-hungry factions as well. And we can help new sub-factions define themselves and create unique opportunities for themselves with this new clearance system. Because for example, one that's done really well, the Black Bargain, they're based on a Class C sub-faction. Their whole identity is being Class Ds and sort of level 0 personnel. That's done well. And it's helped by defining them by their clearance level. That's what we can do for sub-factions and clearance levels.
Do you have a response, Orion?
No.
Okay, we'll be moving on to the final topic of the night, which will be innovation and roleplay. So the first question, I will say it twice. Question 1, and this is the final question that was taken from the polls conducted about a week ago by the Elections Committee. Polls indicated 85% were in favor of more advanced roleplay experiences over more accessible systems for newcomers that provide a simpler transition in set experiences. How would you, as a site director, help balance the two mediums? Again, I will read it once more. Polls indicated 85% were in favor of more advanced roleplay experiences over more accessible systems for newcomers that provide a simpler transition into said experiences. How would you, as site director, help balance the two mediums? Orion, your 60 seconds starts now.
Thank you. One of the main things I will try to do within the roleplay experience, like you said, a far more advanced roleplay, is helping the people try to understand those advanced roleplay terms, and making them like get more involved in every type of roleplay you can give them on site. Many of them will. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Many of the roleplay, like things I will try to help them with, will be like helping them get more involved with an easier. I'm forgetting the words. I'm so sorry.
Well, that is the 60 seconds. We will continue after this, after Crimson's 60 seconds, which start now.
Thank you. So I would like to point out something. There's actually a bias in that poll. According to the poll, there's 85% of people that want serious roleplay. But that's not going to help the new players because you're only asking the active players. I personally wouldn't enforce serious roleplay or anything like that because all the new players, they'll run away, right? And you see, I believe it's SCP serious roleplay. They have 50 people. I don't want to drain our activity. So even though I won't be forcing it, I will be implementing roleplay guides, or if there were a demand for it, I would be introducing roleplay guides and maybe serious roleplay sessions. Again, if there's a demand for it. These newer people shouldn't be introduced or forced to participate in serious roleplay because it would kill activity. This casual environment, the casual environment. That's why we're the biggest site on SCPRP. That's why we're the greatest site on SCPRP.
Those are the 60 seconds, and we will now be transferring over into the 90-second discussion phase starting now.
I would like to point out something. If you are going to force newer players to do serious roleplay, you're gonna kill out basically all of our members. Even though I do enjoy serious roleplay, which is true, it's not all the time. If it's always, you're gonna kill it out. So how do you fix that?
Like I said before, I never said I will be forcing them to get involved in a serious roleplay. I said I will guide them to like get more involved within all the types of roleplay that will happen on the site, so the people won't stop. So the people won't leave the site and make the activity go down.
Well, I mean, if you try to do that, then no one's gonna listen because everyone right now is comfortable with casual roleplay. Everyone's comfortable with what we have right now. So if you try to teach them something that they don't want to be taught, it's not gonna happen. So it's either you have it and you force it on them, or you just don't have it at all. So which one do you want to have?
No, like I said before, I will not force them. I will try to help them get involved within all the types of roleplay. Could be serious or like casual roleplay.
That is our 90-second discussion phase. We will now be moving on to the second question for topic 4, innovation and roleplay. I will repeat the question twice. The question reads, how can you contribute in eliminating repetitive or redundant roleplay experiences that bore members of the community more than provide an intuitive way to interact while interacting with the site. Again, the question reads, how can you contribute in eliminating repetitive or redundant roleplay experiences that bore members of the community more than provide an intuitive way to interact while interacting with the site? Orion, your 60 seconds starts now.
Thank you. One of the main things I will do within the roleplay experiences on site will be gathering people's ideas, whether it be factions, events, or casual things on site. So like so every day there's a new type of story people can develop, they can enjoy every day. And my main focus on this is role play, making people get a better role play experiences every time they join the site 416.
Thank you. Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now. Crimson?
Sorry, I was muted. We right now have a lot of factions. The way we can keep the freshness, the uniqueness, we need to have more unique factions. If you've read faction advertisements recently, there's a lot of intel factions. Maybe you've seen some private military companies. They need to go. Not the ones that we have right now, but the ones that are trying to apply. They cannot join. We need uniqueness, right? And the way we can also help this uniqueness is more actors. Currently we are not known for our actors. We are known for having no actors on site, actually. It's just that if we have more actors, it will keep more content within 416. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now be moving on to the 90-second discussion phase, starting now.
Thank you.
Orion,
Yep.
I don't... Oh, you want to
No. No, go.
Orion, I don't see how you can tell people to roleplay without them not being engaged, because a lot of the times I bet that they will not want to talk at all and they just want to fight. How would you try to combat that?
Making people only fight?
Yeah, people right now, a lot of them only want to fight. They join Site-416 to fight. How do you cut that?
It will be very hard to like make people stop wanting to fight. I will try to help make them join other types of factions like research and other types of experiences, mainly because I want to give those people a newer site so they can stop like the only way to fight. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to say this. I don't have the words like completely correct.
Well, I mean, I personally don't think you can convince these people. They need to be... Well, you can certainly advertise to them and try to convince them. It's just that if they end up joining, they might not meet the standards. If they want to join, they might not even meet the standards because they're so used to this environment of fighting. Right now,
Okay.
the FBI application, they have a ton of people using AI. I'm pretty sure this rate's 30%. People don't... Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that concludes our 90-second discussion phase. We will now be moving on to the final question of the night for topic 4, innovation and roleplay. This is question 3. It reads, how severely do you think that people that purposefully infringe on roleplay experiences should be punished, if they are to be punished at all? What do you say to the casual role players not looking for an infraction and simply don't wish to partake in serious roleplay matters? Again, I will read the question one more time. How severely do you think people that purposefully infringe on roleplay experiences should be punished, if they are to be punished at all? What do you say to the casual role players not looking for an infraction and simply don't wish to partake in serious roleplay matters? Orion, your 60 seconds starts now.
I've had this thank you. Oh, sorry. I've had these kinds of stuff happen before in all of the years I've been role playing on games and other types of role plays. One of the main things the punishes are timing them out, because if they keep doing it, they will get like strikes, strike one. Like if they keep on doing them, one of the main things that will be correct to do will be like blacklisting them, so they stop like interfering within the roleplay experiences on site.
Okay, thank you. Crimson, your 60 seconds starts now.
I feel like people are just capable of not interfering. I feel like everyone has the common sense to interfere with someone's roleplay, right? Because when I'm campaigning, I try to avoid the people that are having roleplay conversations or anything like that. People are just capable of not doing that. Otherwise, if they're actively trying to shoot, run past checkpoint, interrupt roleplay, just ban them. Get them out of here. That's pretty much the most simple solution you can have.
Okay, thank you. We'll now opening the 90-second discussion phase. If any of you would like to give additional comments.
Yeah. Um. Like you said, Crimson, like banning them immediately won't be the best option. Why? Because they can keep doing alt counts, keep on ruining the roleplay experiences. People, once they start like noticing they are interrupting, most of them start to change the way they act. I've seen it in all of these years of role playing and all of the ways they get punished. And in the end of the day, they will change. So it's not really necessary to ban them immediately. We can use other types of punishments.
Well, the thing is, it's always easier to get rid of something bad and look for something new, or look for something good, right? Even though, yeah, it's true, that can work. The easiest solution, the most effective solution, is to get rid of the bad apples in the basket, so it doesn't ruin the rest. That's my issue with trying to help people, because at the end of the day, if you just remove everyone that trolls, you won't have any trolls. If they come back, you just remove them again. It's a very simple solution that takes one message, just one ban command to Dino. That's all you need to remove it. Remove them.
Within all of these years I've been role playing, like I said before, when we punish those people, days later they come like m- apologizing because they were mainly bored, because they do not know how to get involved. They want the attention. So we can help those people get involved in the role play, and they will stop bothering and interrupting the role play experiences
And
within the
that
site.
concludes our 90 seconds for the debate time of the final question. Now, before we do end, I will invite you both to 1 minute to share any final comments, any motivation that you would like to give to the voters out there who may be on your side. This will be considered another open debate segment, so either of you can say whatever you'd like for the next minute to motivate your voters, starting now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. With to all the people who are present in the audience, I would like to say that all of this time that I've been on site, I've been gathering all of the people's ideas. I've been seeing how people want to get involved in the roleplay, how they want to make a better site for everyone. And me personally, like I said before, I will fund a new site so people can get a better experience in everything: security, roleplay, and most of those aspects. And one of the main things I will try to add are new SCPs, newer rooms, and other sector that I'm trying to, like I said before, I will personally pay the builders and gather all of your guys' ideas so you can get a newer site and you can get involved in a roleplay like you've never had.
Thank you. Court, your messages for your voters?
Listen, I know a lot of you are very diligent on voting me. I've seen that before. I've seen people come up to me in game. I'm gonna vote for you. it's important on election day you vote, because if you don't, because I know you might see the landslide, but what if it's not, right? What if you won? What if we end up losing by 1 vote because you didn't vote on Friday's the election day, right?
Friday is the final debate. The election day will be happening over the weekend, as I understand it.
Yeah. So next weekend,